What is up, everybody? We are live here. It's a new year here. We are a quarter of a way through this century, and things are just heating up. Justin, how's it going?
Doing well. Glad to be talking to everybody today.
Yeah, why am I wearing these glasses? That's a good question. It's because these are the glasses I use to look into the future. And we're going to start off this live with a little predictions, some predictions for 2025. I think we have some good ones, some bold ones, some crazy ones, some might say, but I think they're in the realm of possibility. Justin, do you have any predictions for 2025?
Yeah, I think a big theme of 2025 is just going to be increased clarity when it comes to U.S. legislation around blockchain. Specifically, I think DAOs are positioned well to benefit from these clarifying laws. So my bold prediction for 2025 is that we'll have at least 10 states in the U.S. Recognizing DAOs as a legal entity.
Yep, I think that's going to happen for sure. My prediction for 2025 involving DAOs is DAOs will govern $250 billion in assets. We're currently sitting at about 40 billion. I think that a lot of use cases for DAOs will be uncovered, and decentralized governance will start to be one of the best ways to transparently govern money. And a lot of real world use cases are going to start to see that, whether it's in real estate, protocol governance, anything like that. But that's my prediction. Did you have any other predictions you wanted to throw out there?
No, I think just in general, a very exciting year for crypto. I think that a lot of the headwinds are kind of dissipating. So, yeah, I think that it's definitely kind of a make or break year, a year that we can get in good standing with a lot of these governments that were maybe not as pro crypto in the past. So, a good opportunity for us, the greater Cardano ecosystem and the greater blockchain ecosystem to capitalize on this opportunity for a little more friendly behavior from these big governments and organizations.
Absolutely. My other prediction before I take my future glasses off here is that 10 nations will start the creation of their Bitcoin stockpiles. And this is going to send ripples, maybe tidal waves around the Web3 and crypto ecosystem. So looking forward to that. All right. Well, there you have it. Those are 2025 predictions. We will visit those back at the end of the year. Oh man, if DAOs are governing $250 billion, I'm gonna put those glasses on again for next year. So we have a few cool things to chat about today. The first one being is we are very proud, and it's probably about time for this, but we are launching a Clarity dRep. Now, this dRep, we had a long think about, should we become a dRep? Why should we become a dRep? How will our dRep operate? And really, we just want to strive to be the voice of people who build businesses and entrepreneurs on Cardano that rely on Cardano to be reliable, stable, and robust for building smart contracts, businesses, and all those different types of things. So, yeah, the Clarity dRep is here. It's actually going to be a Clarity co-founder dRep. So me and Justin both have access to the keys, and we will always vote together. Why else are we becoming a dRep in your rewards, Justin?
Yeah, we've been building in Cardano since the advent of smart contracts on the blockchain. We've been here for a very long time. One really cool thing about kind of the position that we're in the ecosystem is that we get the opportunity on a very frequent basis to be able to talk to other project owners and kind of leaders in the Cardano ecosystem, and we get to hear kind of where they stand on the current governance debates. So I think that we can represent those interests pretty well through having those relationships, and also just in our experience of seeing what has worked and what hasn't worked in our now 4-ish years of building on the blockchain.
Yeah, I think as this last year, we started to lean more and more into Cardano governance in the age of Voltaire. We did things like you went to Indianapolis for the CIP 1694 workshop. We helped co-host the Austin Constitutional Convention workshop. We even went down to Buenos Aires to participate. Well, I did as a delegate down there to be part of the Constitutional Convention to ratify the document that would serve as the guiding document for the Cardano ecosystem moving forward in the Constitutional Committee. So we really figured it's about time. Like I said, what we want to do is just make it very relevant to delegate to someone. We want it to become a social norm in the Cardano ecosystem to delegate. And if you want to see small businesses, entrepreneurs, those types of projects succeed in Cardano, we're going to be voting on behalf of those interests. So really excited for that. Justin, can you expand a little bit more on just how the Clarity dRep will operate and how we'll go about deciding how we're going to vote?
Yeah, so like Logan mentioned, us two will be kind of the main signers on the Clarity dRep account. Yeah, I think that in general, we're kind of looking through things that come up through the lens of entrepreneurs building on Cardano, like we mentioned. We're also super interested in getting feedback from the Clarity community and understanding kind of where they have input, where we can gather that input. We'll be using the Clarity platform to do that. So a combination of forums and polls, and trying to represent the broad interests of all of those who do end up delegating to us.
Yep. Awesome. Yeah, looking forward to that. And there's going to be a lot of governance actions that are coming down the pipeline, including the budget and different parameters and all of that. And we're very well positioned in the ecosystem. We talk to founders all the time. We really believe in Cardano to be the record keeping system and the blockchain that really important information is stored on, because it's a ledger that can't be tampered with. So whether it's governments coming on or larger companies or school boards that need transparent governance, all these types of things are what we believe will run on Cardano, and we're here to help shape the governance to empower those entrepreneurs and projects that want to make stuff like that happen. So let's get into the outlook for Clarity in 2025, and kind of talk about what our main focuses will be. And you can start us off, and I'm sure I'll chime in.
Yeah, so as most people listening to this are probably familiar, we've spent a lot of the last couple of years focused specifically on DAOs in Cardano. Really been at the forefront of kind of governance rollout on a project level. Like Logan mentioned earlier on this talk, we were contracted by Intersect at the end of last year to build the Constitutional Convention voting app that was used at the Buenos Aires and Nairobi, Kenya conventions. And I think that in seeing just kind of how people use that, seeing the response from the people that were there, it really opened our eyes to have a broader perspective of, not only is governance and blockchain great for DAOs, but just the transparent nature of the blockchain in general lends itself very nicely to just transparent governance that doesn't necessarily have to be underpinned by a DAO. So we're focusing a lot on how can a real world organization, whether it's a board of directors or a government committee or what have you, how can they leverage the transparency of blockchain based voting today? So I think that the benefits of that are here and they're ready. And I think that, a big focus for us this year is going to be finding those organizations, those committees that are willing and ready to be a little more transparent with how they operate things. And I think that that's going to be a huge unlock to bringing real world organizations onto the Cardano blockchain.
Yeah, I mean, when we talk about it all the time, what I think of is taxpayer dollars, right? There's, trillions of dollars that go out every year at this point to different entities. So whether it's, a school district in a state, or it's, any other type of entity that receives public funds, they have a, kind of a mandate from the people to be transparent and efficient with those funds. And I think that's a big theme in the government right now in general, with Doge and all this type of stuff going on with trying to lower the deficit and all that. So we think that blockchain governance can be implemented into these different workflows to push transparency and responsible spending to the forefront. So we'll be focusing a lot on those types of use cases and business to business deals to get those done. That's not to say we're not still focusing on DAOs. We have a pretty feature complete product. If you've used it, you can do anything from create an on-chain organization with automatically executing proposals, have snapshot temperature checks, have forums, gate membership, have community incentive programs and leaderboards, and you can use those incentive programs to have people get points that they can redeem for rewards. And all of those feature sets we're going to be turning into a SDK so that any project can actually implement those into their own user interfaces, and really just off to the races with decentralized governance and DAOs. And whether it's a protocol that wants to govern protocol fees or anything like that, or it's an investment club, or any use case like that, the infrastructure for DAOs will still be there from Clarity. But we are shifting focus a little bit to this blockchain governance side of things, because that is where we see prime opportunity for adoption in specific verticals. So moving on from that's kind of Clarity's main focuses in 2025. Now, what we can talk about now is relevant 2025 Cardano developments. So there's different things on the Cardano roadmap that Clarity is taking a close look at. And honestly, Clarity really needs to be able to deliver the products that are necessary to achieve the visions we have. So Justin, what sticks out to you in terms of the 2025 Cardano developments?
Yeah, I think we can start with talking about Midnight. So that's super important for us specifically, just because I think the end goal of building blockchain governance systems is eventually to run nation states governance on the blockchain. So national elections and things like this. Just peeking into the future of what that would actually look like, what that takes to implement. I definitely think that having some sort of privacy as far as recording who you voted for is definitely needed for that. But then being able to also have that verification that I can see that my vote was counted without necessarily exposing who I voted to everyone. So Midnight is definitely something that we're extremely excited about, and I think it has tons of relevant applications in the governance kind of vertical.
Yeah, 100%. You don't, like, in a national election, you don't want everyone to know who you voted for. You need the zero knowledge stuff. Or maybe it's just a board vote where you need it as well. So you can have the transparency, but also keep the privacy, which is a paradigm shift that the only thing that has ever enabled it in history is blockchain and zero knowledge stuff like Midnight. So really excited to continue to see how Midnight develops and integrate with it when the time is right. And then the other 2025 development for Cardano that I'm really excited about is the Bitcoin compatibility. I'm really excited about this because it's the power of EUTXO. So you have this different type of ledger, the unspent transaction model ledger, where Cardano has an innate compatibility with the way that the Bitcoin ledger works. And hopefully products are built out so that under the hood, you can use your Bitcoin to participate in DeFi, DAOs, whatever it may be. And you're transacting with your Bitcoin, you're paying fees with your Bitcoin, but you're getting all of this magic, decentralized finance stuff from what's been built out by the Cardano ecosystem for the last 5-10 years. So, I mean, it's really interesting to think about. Cardano's market cap right now is about $40 billion. Bitcoin, I don't know, it's probably like 2 trillion. So you see the upside, and say 1% of Bitcoin's market cap flows into DeFi that Cardano helps secure on the back end. Could be really, really cool for the TVL of Cardano projects, for the amount of people participating in DeFi on Cardano and different dApps on Cardano. And I already see, you know, wallets like Tokyo coming out, and I can have an app where I can receive my ADA and I can receive my Bitcoin in the same spot. So really excited about the potential for Bitcoin liquidity to come flowing into the Cardano ecosystem. And I think that's kind of a major bull case for Cardano, is to really nail that experience so that people in the Bitcoin ecosystem can start, using their Bitcoin for more than just hodling. Yeah, anything else you want to add to that, Shine?
Yeah, I think just in general, I think the good thing about being compatible with Bitcoin is that people all over the world and governments all kind of understand or are starting to understand Bitcoin, and I think that that'll be a lot of their kind of first introduction to blockchain. They have an increasing understanding of the security guarantees that come with Bitcoin. So if we're able to say, we'll run your national elections and put it on Bitcoin, I think that is super interesting to a lot of these nation states that are, maybe looking at building up some sort of Bitcoin strategic reserve or any of these things where Bitcoin is kind of already front of mind for some of these nation states.
Awesome. Well, that is all we had planned for today, folks. Happy New Year. 2025 is going to be a good one. Justin, any closing thoughts?
No, thank you guys for sticking with us up until this point, and excited that we could finally flip the switch on our own dRep, and yeah, excited to be representing the interests of Clarity and the fellow entrepreneurs building on the Cardano ecosystem that we've gotten to know over the past 4 years, and the entrepreneurs that we know will continue to flow into the ecosystem in the decades to come.
Yep, and if you are a Cardano builder or you just like Cardano builders, the truth about it is, in order to be a good dRep, you have to put in a lot of time and go to meetings for different committees, whether it's the open source committee at Intersect or the community and membership committee at Intersect, or all these different committees. You have to be consistent in going, and that's not something that every founder can do. And we're committing to making sure that we're in the discussions and we can voice our opinions and the opinions of our delegates to these different committees and people who are deciding where funding goes and deciding the processes for how decisions are made and all this different type of thing. So definitely delegate to us. We're all up in the ecosystem. We really care about Cardano. We want to see it be the backbone of the future global and financial identity operating system. And we can't stop and we won't stop. And we will see you guys probably next week. Bye-bye.